Hello everybody and welcome back. So we left off here, and what we're doing is we're doing this rubber part. We actually just made the rubber part here. So we're just gonna finish it off, and we're gonna make the metal balls, and then we're gonna skin it. So the metal balls we're gonna do labs auto UV like this, because we want this to have UVs, so that's nice. And if we look in the UV editor, we see how it looks, and I think it's too much seams, so here you have a merge threshold. I'm just going to increase it, and we can also do this grain tolerance here. So I like this. Now it's only one seam, and because we're making a steel material, even though it's kind of squeezed and that kind of stuff, it's fine. For me it is. And so we have this one, and we have this rubber thing going on here, right? So you can see it's going inside, and I'm not going to move the spear because the spear itself is in the center, and we want it to be in the center because of rotation things and so on. So what we can do, if we just do a match size, and if we take the line in here, so the line needs to be starting on the edge, right? So then we just do the spear here, and now so we're not going to move X, we're not going to move Y, we're only going to move Z. So we're going to take the minimum of the line and putting it to the maximum of the spear. And here we have it. Perfect. Now we just plug it in here. And now if we look down here, see it placed on it. Well, kind of, because if we do like this, I'm actually going to do, before I show that problem, I'm going to do a merge, and I'm going to do a transform, and I'm going to do like this. So we want the spear to be on the other side as well. And we know it's going to be 3 units here. So we copy this parameter, and we do that in the Z direction like this, paste, relative reference. And if we look now, you see it's almost where it should be, because this spear itself is 1 unit. So we just do add one more here. So we do add one, and here we have it. So now if we do a merge down here, we do this one, and we do this one here. Now we can see that it's kind of here, it's a little bit space. And let's see. The way I'm going to solve it is pretty simple. I'm just going to do, let's see, if we do look here, if we look, we have the balls. I'm only going to eyeball just this once. Usually I do it procedurally, but sometimes you overdo it, so you can just do some, sometimes I do like this. So I transform it 5%. And now, you see, oh, maybe that's too much. Or maybe not. Let's see, it turns out to be like this. Yeah, I find it too much. So if we do the transform, and maybe we do just 2%. 3. So I'm happy with 3. So this is nice. So sometimes when I do a setup like this, I can just take this one and do color red, and then I know, this might be something I need to always manually update. But so far, now you just do, maybe I do want a 2 unit long, or you want a 11 unit long. Now you see you maybe need to adjust it, but this is super nice. This is what we want. And so I notice here, it looks good here, but it doesn't look good here. And the reason is this transform is transforming from the center, and I actually want the center I want the pivot not to be at the center. I want the center to be in the center of the object. So move pivot to centroid, and now if we do this scale, it should be, yeah, exactly. Now it scales on both directions. So this is, why isn't it looking like I want it? Okay, I'm gonna pause and check it out. Okay, I actually think it was some kind of bug or something that I just didn't understand, but I just deleted it and did move to pivot to centroid, and then I did this, and now it looks good. So here we have, so this is the mesh, and the last thing I want to do, I also want to set the material. And I'm just going to do like this, copy this one and do steel, and here we have it. So this is perfect. And what I do want now, I want to make the the bones. So the bones, I want them to, if I do like this, let's see, show me here. I want it to start here, exactly. Well, actually, where this spear here, that's the first bone. And then I want the last bone here, and then I want the subdivisions. So if I just do a line here, and I do it like this, and if I use a wrangler, so if you see this one, it's only 2 points. It doesn't really matter actually what direction you do this one, because we're gonna put it in here and set new positions. So we're gonna take the first spear and the second one like this. And now we can fetch information about these ones, because we can get the position here and position here. There are different ways of doing it, but I'm gonna do like this. Vector start is equal to get bbox. And we're gonna do center, and we're gonna do 1. So now I get the center of number 1, and number 1 is this is 0, this is 1. So this is the number 1, and now I have the center on that one. Actually, I said I will have the bones on top here, but I will have in the center of the spears. Then I will do the same thing about the end. So I'm going to do the end like this. So now we just do if at pnum is equal to 0, then we do at position is equal to start. And if the pnum is equal to 1, which means it's the last point, then we have it, and we need this one to be 2. We needed to check for 2 here. So maybe it seems like a unnecessary step, but the thing is now it's procedural. So if we do this one here, we always have it correct. And now we just do resample here. And with this one, we're just going to define the resolution on the bones with this one. We're going to have this amount of bones, and we're going to do another wrangler here. And in this wrangler, I'm going to set the names. And so if you do like string index, and we're going to have a sprint f, that's kind of how you can work with the sprint f. So if we do this percent sign and do 0 to d, then we do 2 digits. Then we do at ptnum. This means we have index is equal to index. Now we see index here is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. So by using sprintf and do this here, now we have 2 digits. And I want to have it like that because we're going to do s at name is equal to bone plus index. So now we have the bone like this, or maybe we want an underscore like this. So that's fine. So now we do orient joints, and now we have transform on the points, and we have name. This is great because this is what we need. So now we're actually ready to skin. So this is gonna be geometry like this here, and this one gonna be this one here gonna be our, let's see, I want it to be a little bit more like this. So this one here gonna be rig or bones. It's up only bones at the moment, and this is geometry. So I'm gonna have this color and this color. So now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna skin this, and it's pretty nice. I'm gonna do object merge like this. So this is gonna be the geometry, and this one gonna be the bones like this. I kind of like to divide it like this and this, so it's kind of different sections. So we need a bone capture lines, and if we look at our bones right now, this is the resolution. We have like 8 points. But if we put into this one, bone capture lines, we get more points, and they do that to kind of add resolution to it, because in the next one, we're going to use Tet embed. And now we put it in here, and now it's actually wanted geometry. So if we move this geometry into this, together with this point with a lot of lines on it, it's actually creating a mesh. And this mesh is only made to capture the weights, because this is still only bone stuff, kind of. So now we do bone capture by harmonic. And this one needs this geometry, because if you look at this geometry here, it looks a little bit messed up. That's because this is not our geometry. This is the bone capture geometry. Our geometry looks like this. So it's not just using this mesh to kind of transfer the weights to this one or something like that. And now we are done. And to be sure it works, we can do a bone deform. And if we just move this one here, we take the rest position of the bones. And then we do a rig pose. And you see nothing happened. That's exactly as we want, because now we're going to rig it. Oops. Okay, so in here you press enter, and here you have the bones, and then you can bend it. Perfect. See, it works. We didn't need to do anything. But you can see the spear here is a little bit bent, because it's squeezed a little bit, and that bone is actually affecting this spear. And I don't really want that. And we can solve this by make some info up here. So here we set the bone names. So what we also can do here, if we exclude or set the two last points in this chain in its own group, and I'm going to show you, if we do like this. Let's see, I'm going to... If at pt_num is equal to 0, actually not equal to, okay, I'm gonna write the code and explain. I can't do stuff at the same time I noticed. So what I do here, I do group Okay, so you see here, I put all the bones in a rig bones group. But if the so if the point is not equal to the last number of the point. So if I do like this, here you see number 7. If the point number 7 is not equal to number 7, it's in the group bones. So that means here in the bone capture lines, we can exclude the last bone. And now we can see that the sphere is round and nice. So that's super nice. That's how you can fix that, kind of just fix the last squishing thing. All right, so this kind of is just for debugging in Houdini. We don't really need it, but what we're going to do now, we're just going to export it to Unity. And if we do a ROP FBX character output like this, and here we need the bones. So this part here is just to kind of fix the skinning part. So that's why I bypass it like this, because we only need the bones. And we're going to put it here, and the mesh going to be here. And we need to do this configure clip info here. And I'm going to tick all these ones like this and do this as a default. The clip name going to be default, and I'm going to do the clip name default here. It is going to be rubber joint and save to disk. Let's see. Failed to export skin geometry. Both name and path primitive attribute are missing. And I think that's because the mesh, this mesh here, the black one, needs a name. So let's see here. Okay, so here we just need to put a name on the primitives, on the skinned mesh. So if we do primitives here, and we do name is equal to rubber arm. Now we have name on the primitives, and let's see if that sort out the error. Save again. And that was the problem. So now back in Unity, if we look at our rubber joint, so here we have it. And if we open it up, we have the bones, so we can just bend it. Yeah, it works. Cool, and then you just put the material you want on it and it will work. So let's see, it's not actually, is it working? No, the material is not working, so we need to sort that one out too. And I'm back in Houdini, and I noticed that when I did a material, I put it on points. It's supposed to be on primitives. Maybe you noticed, so you already fixed it. Good for you in that case. And then we do export again, save to disk. And now in here you see we have element steel, we have two ones. So we do the rubber for the rubber part and steel for the steel part. And here you have it. This is how I did it. Pretty awesome. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get good use of it.